Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of chair yoga. I'm Ashley. I'm not going to need any special props today except the chair. You might need to, might want a cushion behind you to help you be a little bit more comfortable. But let's find a good seat. That's the first thing you do to make your chair yoga worth your while. So make sure that you got your feet flat on the ground, best as you can. If you need to, either get a shorter chair or something to put your feet on. That'll be helpful. Put the knees directly over the ankles and have your knees coming right on out of your hip sockets. That way you don't have any grip going on through your hips that's really unnecessary. You can lean back in your chair if it helps you stay up tall and helps you feel supported, or maybe do a little bit more of a free sitting thing where your back isn't against the chair. Let your hands rest in your lap so that you've got shoulders over hips and shoulders over elbows. You can close your eyes or maybe just look down, whatever you're most comfortable with. We're going to take a little moment to take a peek inside, go within. So relax through your mouth and your jaw, first of all. And then go ahead and place the tip of the tongue right at the top or bottom gum line, whatever you like best. Keep your throat open so that your breath can just flow freely. Relax around your neck a little bit. That has an effect of hopefully relaxing into the tops of your shoulders. See if you can let that happen. Letting the shoulder joints even soften. Let your arms relax. There's any and all fidgeting allowed here at the very beginning. Let your arms relax. Notice how you're holding yourself up through your torso. You want to stay lifted and alert, but not necessarily soldier straight. So next time you exhale, see if you can soften your shoulder blades down your back a little bit and get rid of a layer of tension there, but still remain upright. Relax through your hips. Relax any excess through your legs. Then notice your feet for a moment and see if you can relax your feet. Now let awareness drift to your breathing. Wherever you notice your breath in your body right now, let your awareness be there. Then let your breath get a little longer, taking in a little extra through the inhales and letting out a little extra through the exhales. You've got a real purposeful, functional breath happening. For our yoga purposes, you want to give up thinking, but at the same time, you don't want to push yourself. So work within your comfortable capacity and don't let your yoga hurt any worse than you already feel. All right? Then you've got this nice, yummy breath going on. We're going to do a few things that have to do with circles here in the very beginning. So turn your awareness to the tip of your nose and then start making circles in a spiral. You want to keep your face forward. And of course, a spiral means that it starts small and gets a little bit bigger. Eyes closed for this really do make it easier. It does make it easier. Eventually, your spiral is going to get a little bit bigger. But you're going to keep your face forward. So don't let your head kind of loll around all over the place. You might notice some interesting sounds through your neck. That's okay. The circle about at its largest circumference now. Let's do a few like this. Okay, when your chin makes it down towards your chest the next time, go ahead and float your head right on up to neutral. Remember which direction you went. Still paying attention to the tip of the nose. Make that spiral the other way. Starts off kind of small. Gets a little bit bigger. Maybe the noises are a little different over here. Now, Now, if you are the kind of person that is actually hearing noises in your neck as you make these circles, with repeat offense, with some neck moves, that does actually go away. It takes a little time, months, I mean, but it does go away. Now, getting to be at that largest circumference of your circle here, your face is turning forward, not letting your head fall all around. And then once your chin makes it down to your chest again, go ahead and float your head right on up to neutral and pause for a second. Now make sure your arms can extend off to the side without you banging into too much. And take your fingertips to your shoulders with your elbows out wide. And let your elbows and shoulders kind of soften down a little bit. Start making backward circles with your elbows. Of course, your fingertips don't have to touch your shoulders. But I just want you to make circles with your elbows going back. A T-Rex backstroke. We're going to make this asymmetrical and turn it into a bit of a twist. All right? So you're going to circle that right elbow and twist to the right, and then circle that left elbow and twist to the left. Go back to the right. Go back to the left. Find yourself a nice breathing rhythm with this. You might inhale in one direction and exhale in the other. Your face is going to move with the torso. Now, if you want to, you can make this into more of a human backstroke and use your whole arm instead of the T-Rex back. So again, your torso moves, your face goes with it. You've got this good breathing rhythm, but now you're letting your arms extend. If you're a side sleeper or if you're at a computer, you can build up a fair amount of stagnation through your elbows. So the next move we're going to do is open up through the elbows a bit. One more on the right and one more on the left. Don't rush it, because you're just going to come back to center and let your hands rest. Now, take your fingertips to your shoulders, but with your elbows facing forward now, pointing forward. Relax your shoulders down. And what we're going to do is throw the arms away really fast with the hands and then come back in slowly. Hands come away fast and then they come in slowly. And it's like you're trying to throw something away from you. Catch this and draw it back in slowly. Remember what I said a second ago about the elbows. If you're kind of curled up quite a bit during the day doing things, heck, maybe you knit or something like that. You can really get a whole bunch of crunch going on through the elbows. So just try this a couple of more times. Just trying to cast off that stagnation that gets stuck up in there. One more. And then let your arms come down. Pause for a moment. Notice how that feels. Now, hopefully you have that space out to the side, because we're going to do that same move with the arms out to the side. If you don't have that space, then keep doing it forward. Fingertips to the shoulders and elbows out wide, and throw the hands away and bring them in slowly, and toss it all the way fast and bring it back in slowly. And just see how it feels out here. You might not get a whole lot of sensation out of it, but it might be something where later on you go, oh, that feels a little freer than usual. It's kind of nice. And just a couple of more. And here you go, last one. And hands down. Pausing. Let the arms rest. Notice how things feel. Getting back into that circle theme, come forward in your chair a little bit. Make sure you put your feet back underneath your knees, okay? And take your hands to your knees. When you exhale the next time, bring your body forward. We're actually going in a circle. Inhale, open up on the right. And then exhale, come around on the left. And then just keep doing this, okay? Now you are going to let your head move quite a bit with this. So I want you to pretend that your chin has a pencil on it, and you're just making a big circle, drawing it right around you. This is my space, the next little while. And of course, you keep that good breathing rhythm going on. One of the happy accidents to this particular pose is that it builds up an amazing amount of core stability by rolling around in a circle. Notice right around your waist there, what you got to do. Keep yourself stable for this. Then, all that awareness still resting there. When you make it to the top of your circle the next time, pay attention to your transition and inhale, open up on the left. Exhale, come around on the right, or whatever's opposite for you. Again, you still keep your head moving as you're doodling a big circle around you. Almost time to stop. So when you make it to the top of your circle the next time, inhale up the vertical and just hold still for a moment. Notice how it feels to let that dissolve. Breathing. Okay, step the feet apart so that you can have your knees and your toes go in a bit of a V. Okay? And then take your arms out like a bit of a W. It's a library. Let's use our alphabet, right? Okay. Now, when you exhale the next time, take your left elbow to touch your right knee. And then inhale, bring yourself up to vertical. And then when you exhale again, right elbow to left knee. Okay, so create this twisting action. If your elbow doesn't touch your knee, not a big deal. Just go in that direction. We're just going to start here. We're going to turn this into something more in a minute. Now you can stay doing it like this, to where you bend over and let the elbow touch the knee, or you can start letting the knee and the elbow meet each other halfway, right on up there in space. Now remember what I said earlier about a cushy chair. If you have a really cushy, squishy chair, this is going to kind of sink you down into it. And you won't get quite as much of that core buildup. If you have a firmer, more supportive chair, then you're going to have to do a little bit more work and your body's going to get just a little bit more out of it. Okay, one more on the right knee and one more on that left knee. And then you're going to stop and let your hands come down and pause for just a little moment. Be tall, keep breathing. One more of these nice core stabilizers here. Let's see what happens. Bring your feet forward for now, and I want you to have your left foot really planted on the ground. And then you're going to extend your right leg out to the side someplace, not too fancy. You might hold on to the chair with your right hand, or you might do it hands-free. We'll see in just a second. Extend your left arm out in space, right up here on the diagonal. Take a look at your left hand. Now, when you exhale the next time, curl in elbow to knee. And then inhale, open yourself back up again. And exhale, curl in. So again, you might have your hand on your chair for some stability, or maybe you just kind of go hands free and see if that does anything extra for you. Two more. Extend, and then you're all done. Come back to neutral and sit for just a second. Notice anything that's happening with any of your body parts. All right. Keep that right foot planted. Here you go, extending the left leg off to the side someplace. Okay. Again, you might hold onto the chair with your left hand. Extend your right arm out in space here, right up on a big diagonal. Look up at your hand and have a big inhale. And then when you exhale, curl in, elbow. And then inhale, extend. Watch your hand here. Keep your head moving. You might go hands-free with this left hand. It's absolutely up to you today. Let's give it 2 more. Open back up and then release back to center. Sit tall for a moment and take in any interesting sensations going on now. All right, a little tiny thing, and then we're going to kind of put some stuff together in a seated flow. Take your right leg and extend it out in front of you somewhat. Unfortunately, you can't even see my foot. My foot is flexed. The heel is on the ground. There's a bend to the knee. And all you're going to do is point and flex your foot. So kind of like you're pushing on the gas and letting off, pushing on the gas and letting off. Okay, so you've got a little rhythm. Point, you flex. Point, you flex. You're just letting your leg do this. Okay, so it's a little bit of joint mobility. But here in a moment, if you haven't noticed already, your leg's going to get a little bit warm. Okay, because you're using every muscle through your leg right now just to do this point flex with your foot. Point flex. And if you take a look at it, it's like, well, gosh, I guess I am moving a whole bunch of things, even if it is a small move. All right, that's probably pretty good, right? So go ahead and put your foot back flat on the ground and notice, how's that right leg feel? Feel different than the left. Keep your steady breath going and slightly extend this left leg. Now again, your heel is kind of pressing into the mat. Your foot is flexed. So you point the toe away, and then you flex the foot again. Point the toe away and flex the foot again. And get this going with the leg. Again, you might just watch it. Well, what do I have going on here? Now, especially if you've had to do anything like knee replacement or those nifty little steroid or gel shots or something like that, this could be filled with interesting information. Breathing. Leg get warm yet? I hope so. All right, I think we're pretty much done with that. And we're going to do a bit of a seated flow. All right, so get yourself in a place on your chair to where you feel really stable. All right, you want some freedom of movement with the torso, especially. Get your hands together in front of your body. When you inhale, you're going to sweep your arms down, look down. Bring your arms up in the air and look up. And when you exhale, take your hands through center and let your head follow the movement with your hands. Now this time we're going to bend sideways. So inhale, take your arms up in the air. And exhale, take your right hand, point it down to the ground and lean over to the right. And then the inhale takes you to center, your arms are up, you're going to look up. And then the exhale takes the left hand, point it down, look down. Inhale, come to center, look up. Take your hands forward and sweep down, so maybe you touch your shoes. And then inhale, you take your arms back up and your hands come in front of your body. Do it again, we're going to add a twist. Inhale, sweep the arms down, your head follows the motion of your hands. Arms come up. Exhale, lean over to the right, point your fingers down, look down. Inhale, center, look up. Exhale to your left, fingers down, look down. Inhale, look up. Take your hands to your heart, so you're looking forward. Extend your right arm parallel to the ground. Inhale, twist open, look to the right. Exhale, take it all back to center. Extend your left arm parallel to the ground. Inhale, open up, twist to the left, and come on back. There we go with that forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up in the air. Exhale, fold, sweep the hands down. Inhale, the arms come on up. Exhale, the hands right in front of the body. Adding on. Inhale, the arms sweep down. Come on up, look up. Exhale, lean to the right. Point your hands down, look down. Hands down, look down. Inhale, come on, center. Exhale over to the left, look down. Come back to center. Take your hands to your heart. Now twist. Extend your right arm. Open up, twist. Exhale on back to center. And then try that left side. Extend, twist open. Come on back. Take your arms up in the air. Now this time we're going to take the right knee into the chest. So draw in, hold on to that shin, curl in. Put the foot down, take your arms up, breath in. Bring that left knee in. Hold on to it, draw in, curl in. leg down, open up, this time forward fold. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time. Inhale, sweep those arms down. Take the arms up. Exhale, lean over to your right. Look down. Come on to center when you inhale. Look up. Exhale, lean to your left. Look down. Come on back. Take your hands to your heart. Send your right arm, twist open. Exhale back to center. Send your left arm, twist open. And exhale back to center. Take your arms up in the air. Exhale, draw that right knee in. Curl in, hold on to it. Open up, nice big breath in. And then take that left knee in, curl in. Foot down, open up. Take a forward fold. Come on up, palms touch. Take the hands through to heart center and then let your hands rest in your lap and pause for a moment. Notice how you feel now. Notice your breathing. Now we have done quite a few of these things where we keep curling in with our hip flexors. We're going to open them up now. I want you to turn to the right in your chair. Hopefully your chair will allow you to do this. It's a lunge. Okay, so you're going to kind of scooch out towards the edge. Right foot is going to stay on the floor. Right hand is going to be on your chair somewhere. It's chair yoga. Let's use the prop. Take your left leg and see if it'll bend down so it looks like you're doing this 90-degree thing with both of your legs. And if your left hip is over your left knee and you're doing this and you're doing great here with this, then just stay. If your left leg will extend back behind you a little bit more, then see what happens. Now, you could accidentally, keep breathing while you do this, you could accidentally dump into your low back and into your belly. So try to draw all that in so you're not doing this hanging thing where you kind of puff up. Pull in so you're stable. We're really just trying to open up across the front of the leg. Okay, so take another breath with it. All right, go ahead and bend your knee back to that 90-degree thing and maybe help your leg forward. Okay, well, that did its job. Let's try the other side, see what happens over here. Turn all the way over to the left. Okay, have your left foot on the ground, left hand on the chair. Right? And a scooch out to the side a little bit. Get this right leg bending. All right, see if you can do that hip over knee thing. It might not. Stay here or see if the leg will extend back. Remember, pull in on your belly a little bit. Don't sag in your low back. That's awful later. It might feel like nothing now, but later on it's something that's terrible. Have another breath or two. This straightening action across the front of the right hip here. Be something. All right, help that leg back towards that 90-degree bend and then help it all the way back. And then face forward in your chair. Okay, pause for just a little second here. Again, take in how things are feeling. Got enough time to stand up. So hover over the chair first. This is just something that's important. Greater later. Put your feet underneath you, hands to your knees. Lift your tush up off the chair and hover. Just maybe 6 or so inches off your chair. Again, pull your belly in so you don't sag through your low back. Legs are really strong. Stand up. Okay, take a little wiggle here if you want to. Do a little bit of joint mobility through the knees and the hips first. So bring your feet together here in front of you in a way that works for you, and bend your knees and take your hands to your knees and make some circles with your knees. Doesn't matter what direction, it's yoga. You get to go both ways. Speaking of which, go the other way. And stop doing that and stand up. Okay. Step your feet apart, not very far, no more than your shoulder width. Okay. Not very far. Hands to your hips. Look straight forward at the wall or whatever is in front of you. It's something not moving, and make circles with your hips. Okay, so you got your own little hula hoop thing going on here. The whole point is to make sure your feet stay exactly planted right where they are. Don't let the heels or toes come up, and see if you can keep your head as still as possible, and just let the circling happen through the middle of the body. If you let the whole torso start to whiz around, then you're losing it through the middle, and we want it right here in the middle. Keep breathing. All right, go the other way. You could have chosen your smooth way. Let's see if this is kind of crunchy over here. Let's hope not. Hope it's all just cool in the gang. One of my favorite moves. If you sit a lot during the day, get up and do this every once in a while. You'll feel like a new person. Okay, stop. Bring your feet back together. Okay, I want you to manipulate yourself or your chair so that your right hip is against your chair. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever direction that is, your right hip is going to face the back of your chair. You're going to put your right hand on your chair. We're going to try and stand on one foot for a moment and really get some good strength going through the low half of the body. Okay, so holding on to this chair here, look at the ground in front of you and float your left foot forward so the foot just pops up off the ground, right? That's all you're doing here for a second. Now, we're going to move so that the leg goes back behind and the torso comes forward. And then the leg's going to come forward and the torso is going to lean back a little bit. We'll let this happen. Your left hand is just dangling in space, or if you want to do something formal, you can put your hand on your hip. Absolutely up to you. Now, notice hopefully the ease with which you're moving, letting your body do this. So now here is the trick. Keep your torso steady and just let your leg move now. This is a different act altogether. Now, of course, there's going to be a little bit of a shift through the upper half of the body because that's what it does, but we're not letting that swaying, swinging thing happen like we did a minute ago. Yeah. When your leg is behind you, stay there for a breath, maybe even two. Go ahead, bring your leg back in front of you, let it hover. Couple of breaths there. And then come back to both feet. Ooh, notice how that feels. Let's try the other side. So switch around. So your left hand is on your chair now. Okay, remember to look down at the ground in front of you so you can keep your balance. Float your right foot off the floor in front of you. All right, so here you go, getting to swing the leg back as the torso comes forward, and leg forward, torso back, and do this all day. Now, of course, your standing leg stays straight. I could have mentioned that on the other side. But yeah, standing leg stays straight. Okay, so remember, here's our trick. Keep your torso steady and see about letting your leg just do this swinging action. Ooh, what's going on there? Is it different on this side? Is it more difficult? It's easier? Okay, when your leg swings back behind you, hang out for a moment. Nice extension there. Nothing's bent, just extended. And then, of course, let's bring it forward and let the foot hover for a moment. See what that does. And then back to both feet. Ooh, pause for a second. Notice how that feels to come back to both. Okay, now turn so that you can face the back of your chair. We're going to do a half a forward fold, okay? And it's a really yummy extension through the body. So hands are kind of wide on the chair, and you're going to walk your feet back so that you can come into an inverted L position is what's going to happen. See if your head will come between your arms. It might not, and that's okay. Just be in an inverted L position. Now keep breathing, and there are a few things to look for here. Are you rounded through your back in any way? If you are, try to level out your back by sending your tailbone up to the sky just a little bit there. And then pull your belly up a little. And then pull your knees up into your thighs, but don't block out your legs. And you can mess with that a little bit. You know, like, okay, here's bent and here's locked out, and I want something right between. Yeah, okay. And then as you're staring down at the ground, you feel this length happening because you're extending from your hips to your underarms more so than shoulder to hands. See if the ribs will kind of spread apart more than pull your arms. And let's have 2 more breaths with all of that. Okay, that's really pretty good, huh? So walk it forward and pause for a moment on both feet. Let your arms come on down. We're going to do one more tiny thing here before we sit back down. So just standing behind your chair, you're going to hold on to your chair, and you're going to step your feet about a yard apart, or meter if you grew up with metric. Okay. And then point your toes out. So your knees and your toes are going out in kind of an angle here. Now, holding onto the chair for right now, when you exhale, bend your knees. Knees go to the same direction as the toes. You squat down and then inhale, straighten your legs and come on up. And then exhale, bend your knees. Make sure they point out instead of forward. And then straighten back up. And let's try this again. Now, if you want to, you can add the arms. All right, depends upon your balance. Legs straight, arms up. Exhale, bend knees, elbows into ribs. Legs straight, arms up. Exhale, bend knees, elbows into ribs. Now, if this is a little too much for the balance, but you still want to do your arms, then alternate. So, you know, one of them comes up and comes back in. And then the other one. Or if your balance is just off today for any reason at all, keep your hands on the chair. It's called chair yoga for a reason. Wherever it is that you are in this process, go ahead and do 2 more. You got to do 3 to make your arms symmetrical, then do that. When you're done, you're done. Your toes point forward, your feet walk together. And then we're going to come back around to the front of the chair. Now, don't sit down in it just yet. We're going to get into it the way we got out of it, by hovering. So put your feet underneath you and bend your knees and just let your toes hover over your seat here, seat of your chair. Pull in on your belly a little bit so you get stability. The whole point here is to be able to slowly, with yoga curse word control, descend into your chair instead of flop. And you get an opportunity to practice this several times a day. Let's sit down slowly. Hey, there's the seat. Nice. Put your feet back underneath your knees. Let yourself sit up nice and tall for just a moment and take in how you feel. You might let your eyes close and just focus on your breath and your body here for a moment. For yoga practice to be particularly effective, you got to actively give up thinking. So continue to focus on your breath. Keep that nice breathing rhythm. Let your feet come apart again. So you're sitting in a bit of a V stance here. So knees and toes go in the same direction. So your fingertips are going to be to the insides of your knees. And when you inhale, extend your right arm out in space, kind of pointing up towards the ceiling. Open up into a twist. And as you exhale, take your right hand to your right knee and dip your right shoulder down to center and look left. Now, when you inhale again, come on up with your spine, be vertical and extend your left arm out into the twist. And then the exhale takes the hand to the knee and you dip your shoulder down and look the other way. Now you got to be upright before you open the arm into the twist. Don't be all dipping down and trying to open your arm. That's going to give you troubles, essentially. Just keep making these moves. Extend the arm on the inhale. Dip the shoulder on the exhale. And again, make sure you're lifted upright before you extend the arm and twist open. And you're not trying to use this opposite hand on your knee to help any twisting action. It's just lightly resting there. Kind of, giving itself a little something to do. Hand has something to do. I'm gonna do this one more time on the right and one more time on the left. There's not a rush, unless you're in one. If your tension can build up in you every day, go ahead and come back at that as often as possible. Keep in mind that 10 minutes of yoga is better than no minutes of yoga. Sit up tall when you complete your left side and pause for just a moment. Bring your knees together. Sit back in your chair and be very comfortable in your chair. One more thing with a little bit of breathing and arm movement, and then we'll go into relaxation. So let your fingers point down to the ground, and your palms are going to face forward, and your fingers are kind of spread wide, big number fives, no force. When you inhale, you're going to take your arms all the way up in the air somewhere. Keep your shoulders relaxed, palms still facing forward. And then exhale, take your hands down, palms still facing forward. All right, so keep doing this. It's called Surya breath, sun breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Now, make sure your lift is happening out of your waist and out of your ribs instead of just your shoulders cranking up towards your neck. That's not going to do anything for us later on. But that lift out of hips, waist, and ribs, that will do something for us later on. Shoulders already are at work. Hard. Clenching, they're holding, they're shrugging. So we want to get that lift happening out of the rest of the body. Do two more. Here we go, last one. When the hands come down, let them rest in the lap. And just sit back in your chair. And do one more tiny thing with the neck. And finish. Being tall, let the chin drop down towards your chest. Move your chin shoulder to shoulder so you can draw a little smile across your front. No slouching through the upper back, just a bend in the neck. Okay, when your nose comes to center, tilt your head up so you're looking up a bit, and then continue that side-to-side movement. And you're not letting your head fall all the way back. You don't want to scrunch those vertebrae. You're tilting your head up. Okay, when your head comes back to center, float your chin back parallel to the ground and pause for a moment. Let your eyes close or look down. It's just the sprinkles on the donut of this chair yoga experience. It's very genuine relaxation. For a moment, notice where your body is in space. Picking up on the parts that are touching something. Feet, backside, maybe your back, under the legs. Just notice those parts. Hands and arms maybe touching something. Noticing what your hands are touching. Noticing any textures under your fingers. Let your palms relax. Noticing that warmth under your hands. Maybe your hands are cold. See if you can let your arms relax. Remember, any fidgeting is allowed until you get to that point where it's like, okay. Soften through the tops of the shoulders and then across the collarbones, relaxing across your upper chest. See about relaxing across your upper back. Your shoulder blades slide down your back, but at the same time, still stay lifted and alert. Relax through your hips. Notice how your backside is resting in the chair. Soften. Paying attention to your legs. See if you can relax the muscles in your legs. Maybe you can notice your thighs relax under your hands. Soften the knee joints. Move awareness all the way down to your feet. Relax your feet. And awareness travel all the way back up. Come to heart center. When you inhale, soften your heart. And when you exhale, soften your body. Awareness drift up and take in your whole head. Where the hair is, where the hair isn't. Relax through your forehead. You can soften around your eyes and through your cheeks. Become aware of the muscles around the ears. Relax them. Relax through your jaw and your mouth. Your awareness drift to the base of the nose. Just notice your breathing for a moment. Paying attention to the flow of the breath right there at the entrance to the nose. Notice how the inhales are cool. The exhales are warm. One small minute. Your awareness fixed right there. Just breathing and being. Let that awareness of breath fade away. Let your next inhale take in just a little more than usual. Let your exhale let out a little more. Try that one more time, letting the inhale take in a little more than usual. Exhale, let out a little more than usual. Notice if you smell anything. Notice if there's a taste in your mouth. Waking up the senses a little bit here. Notice the temperature in the room and how it feels on your skin. Notice the weight of the clothes on the body. Bring your palms to touch in front of your body and start rubbing your hands together lightly at first, just starting to stir that sense of touch under the hands there. Notice the texture of your hands under your fingertips. Maybe you get a little more speed or pressure going. Now take your hands to cover your eyes, but leave your nose free and blink into your hands so you can let in some light. Oh, let's stir that sense. Let the eyes close and let the hands come back together in front of the body. Thanks for coming today, everyone. Namaste.